Woman once lived so deeply in tune with the rhythms of nature. It was a part of being a woman, was our sacred intuitive connection to nature, and not only the nature externally but also our internal nature. We were able to see how the seasons of the weather, of nature, the patterns of the cyclical natures were reflected within our own internal being, in the ways that our menstrual cycle syncs with the seasons of the cycle, as well as the phases of the moon. We have intrinsically co-evolved with this beautiful planet Earth. We have co-evolved in the ways in which our internal elements are reflected by the external elements. Our multidimensional aspects of our womanhood that are deeply connected to the wild woman goddess archetypes within. Women before patriarchy were never controlled, they were never suppressed in their intuitive natures. This is something that we as women of the modern era need to reclaim within our own lives and within our own bodies. We need to reclaim this liberation, because we are no longer being initiated into these realms by our society and by the cultural, societal programming. We are actually being excluded from these processes. And throughout a woman's lifetime, there are many, many initiations that she goes through. Firstly, when she is born, and secondly, when she comes of age and gets her first bleed and is initiated into the realm of woman, out of the realm of girlhood. And this is a deep initiation that we need to go through. As we grow, we become surrendered to these processes. And unfortunately, a lot of women view these processes with fear and suppression and shame, because there has been a taboo that has been placed on women and the underworldly realms of the emotional spiritual connect, and how these connect us to this divine realm, to this planet Earth, to the cyclical natures of being a woman. It is a part of our intrinsic nature to remember, to reinvigorate, and to re-aliven these ancient codes within us that are coded within our own bodies. We need to allow our souls to open up to these questions, because you will only start to unravel the answers once you are brave enough to ask the questions. And not be afraid to step outside your comfort zone, because that is where the magic happens. That is where the growth happens. We can get so stuck being comfortable inside what we know, and we start to accept the surface level, plain, monotone, mundane aspect of life. We think that all there is to life is all that we know, all that we can see, but it is so much deeper. The layers of the psyche are infinite, just like the layers of knowledge that we can gain about the outside world is infinite. You need to choose to expand your consciousness. It won't just expand on its own. You need to choose to start to be curious about your feminine power and about your connection as a woman to the natural world. You need to get curious about what certain things can mean, why certain things happen in your life, why symbols and metaphors will pop up again and again. We repeat the same lessons until we have learned them, until we have integrated them on a soul level and are fully prepared to step out of victim consciousness and into the proactive role of being the captain of our own ship, of being in charge of our own destiny, and making sure that we are living the most passionate, the most creative, the most soul-infused life that we can. Because what else are we here for? What else are we here for other than to experience the divine nature of being human? Yes, we have this divine connection to the world around us, but first and foremost, we are human, and we need to connect to our humanness and what that means. What it means to have a body, what it means to bleed, what it means to shed tears, what it means to be so in flow with your own internal world. Because the only change that will change your life is what comes from deeply within. No lasting change is superficial. Lasting change is deep, and it's dirty, and sometimes a little bit messy, most of the time actually. And we need to embrace this process and allow ourselves to go with the flow rather than trying to swim upstream against it. Expanding your consciousness is the greatest task of being human. And remembering who you are on a mind, body, and soul level, beyond what society has told you that you are, beyond what you believe about yourself, beyond the place of right and wrong. Who are you choosing to be?